It's Canton Carson, everybody. You guys ready for your featured comedian? Arguably one of the most talented comedy writers the city has ever produced and one of the funniest people you'll ever meet. Please welcome Bryan Preston.
Yeah!
Well, fucking pressure, babe. Jesus Christ. Okay, so, to be perfectly honest with you, we are kind of living in troubling times. The main thing I'm talking about is, during this Republican primary campaign, a certain candidate by the name of Rick Santorum said he was going to try and find a way to ban hardcore pornography. And it's the exact same thing when they came for my fucking guns from my cold, dead, penis-y hands. I mean, yeah, but, it's not all doom and gloom with me. It's honestly, summertime in Baltimore is, right around the corner, which is, my favorite time of year, just because I love the outdoor street festivals we have in Baltimore. My two favorites, probably, thank you, Arts Appreciator, probably Artscape and Dumb Night at 1,000 pregnant 15-year-olds. But, and as of right now, I am going by Bryan Preston, but I'm thinking of gaining another 100 pounds and changing my name to Biggie Stardust. Just because, I think what comedy needs is a morbidly obese, blackish man wearing a gold lame jumpsuit and an eye patch. Fair enough. But I don't know, personally, I've been getting older, which, as my grandmother puts it, eats a bag of dicks. I turned 30 this year, which it kind of sucks, honestly. It made me a little bit wistful for my 20s, you know what I mean? Just because, when I was 22, 23, me and my dude friends, we would all hang out, and our conversations would usually be so what are you doing this weekend, bro? And my buddy would be going out with fucking Brenda from physics class, and I'd always be dude, I would fucking destroy that chick, right? And these days, I'm what are you doing this weekend, bro? And my buddy's going with the wife to Pottery Barn. And I'm just I would destroy your wife. It's fucking awkward, it really is. No, I know it's they're all having kids and shit, which I don't really know if I want to do that, for two reasons. One, honestly, I just would not do this if I had a kid, though, is they do this in Europe. I wouldn't eat the placenta. It's a big thing now. What's the name for Mad Men does it? Yeah, it is nasty. And the reason that, I don't want to do it is, I'm really not afraid that it's, disgusting. I'm afraid it's, the most delicious thing in the world. Because, how are you going to get more placentas? I don't want to be... Seriously. I don't want to be known as that guy that hangs out crouched over the dumpster at Planned Parenthood. I don't want that to be me. That's gross. No one wants to hang out with that guy. And the other thing, though, it's honestly, if I did have a kid, I tried to be a liar, but nothing amuses me more than just telling people shit that is blatantly untrue. And I know if I had a kid one day, what I would do is I would sit him down, right, and I'd show him the movie Big, right? Because, I loved that movie when I was a kid. And I'd be son, did you enjoy the movie? Yeah, it turns into Tom Hanks. Hey, do you want to see the sequel to it? And then I would put in Philadelphia. Magic Johnson apparently knows Artan the Mystic. I don't know what to tell you. But no, actually, speaking of my predilection towards lying to kids, I teach English. Well, I don't teach it to kids. I work at one of the worst colleges in America. They don't know I do this. And they're, what I'm always tempted to do is, my goal for this semester is to, teach one of my students that Inglourious Bastards was based on a true story. And I just want to be no, you guys, if you all get A's on your paper, I will take you to the Bear Jew Monument in Washington, D.C. But no, it's in a really fucked up neighborhood of Baltimore. It's actually driving to The Wire, which is even worse because a buddy of mine did lighting for The Wire, so he can actually point shit out to me. It's oh no, Omar lives over there, right by where you park your car. What I've been doing now to just to counteract that is I made a mix CD of theme songs to other HBO shows, right? And I pretend that I'm going into Game of Thrones versus The Wire and shit. And my favorite one to do is I put on like the theme to Curb Your Enthusiasm, and then when I sit down with my students, I'm just like, your life is pretty awful. Yeah, no, it's awkward as shit, because it's like you're reading the novel Push by Sapphire, and Precious is sitting right across from you while you read it, and you're like, sucks about your dad and the subject-verb agreement in this sentence. It's awkward, man. Like, the one thing is, like, majority of my students are African American, and to pick up on the stereotype, a lot of them have silly fucking names. And I shit you not on this, like, one of my students is actually named Jihad Ali. And so I sit down with it, and I'm like, Jihad Ali, quick question. Are your parents from Mike Tyson's Punch-Out? Third cousin of Piston Honda, apparently. Not a lot of people play Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. It's cool. It's right in the back. Glass Joe like a motherfucker. Yeah, I don't know, and it's like, aside from that, like, my day-to-day life is, God, it's a little sad some days, just because, like, I am apparently on a quest to become Kathy from the comic strip Kathy. Like, I live alone with my cat. Last week I was like, chocolate, 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 ack. You know, it's fucking weird. But the one thing that actually totally fucking contradicts that is, like, what's weird is, like, my cat, sorry, I'm going through fourth puberty up here. It happens at about 30, but, my cat enjoys watching me bang ladies, which is weird, first off, because my favorite sexual position as a horror movie fan is called the Blair Witch, where the woman looks into a corner and gently sobs. But yeah, no, it's like the cat at first, you know, like, I just, like, you know, a lady would come over and I'd be like, look, okay, he's not into this, okay, he just thinks I'm hurting you and is a sadist. But he keeps doing it, so now I'm just like, look, you should be really impressed he can light a cigarette without thumbs. But yeah, I don't know, it's like, and just personally, like, outside of my real job, I have a lot of fake jobs I'm going to lie to you about now. Like, one thing I do in my spare time is I produce parodies for porn films. Like, the first one I did was a parody of the movie Cars. It was called Trains. And the other one was a parody of the film Roman Holiday. It is called Anal Roman Holiday. And for a brief while there, I was actually a youth pastor, which did not work out well, because one day I went into work and I was like, kids, look, I want to talk to you today about a guy with long hair and a lot of crazy ideas. His name is Charles Manson. You're really not going to like this next bit then. Alright, cool. But actually, I'm not a religious dude, for two reasons. One is, like, and this actually happened, not a lie, a couple years ago, I went out with, unbeknownst to me, a 29-year-old virgin who was super into Jesus, which sucked. We only went a couple times. But here's a piece of advice for all of you who find yourself in that situation. Do not, under any circumstances, rent a smoke machine and try and convince them that you're an angel and Jesus doesn't care about quote-unquote butt stuff. It's not going to work out well. It's really not going to work out well. And the other reason, though, I'm not super religious is, like, I have one big problem with just the idea of the Immaculate Conception. Because, like, what you're telling me, Ryan, is that this chick, she goes to sleep one night, has these crazy lucid dreams, and wakes up pregnant the next day. Because that honestly sounds like date rape. And the other thing, though, is I do not pray to rapists. I am not a goddamn Steelers fan. Alright, 50-50 usually gets applause in Baltimore, it's all good. Yeah,